where we won 2-1, and for the first time in the 70-year history, we were touring Australia and we won. Some critics say that Australian team was weakened by the bans on Steve Smith and David Warner, but that is actually a very lame excuse. Australia still won the second test, but we showed immense character in winning the third test, and the fourth test, which was unfortunately washed out due to rain. India was in the driver's seat to win in that one as well. Pujara scored 190 odd, and Kuldeep took a 5 wicket haul. I think that will remain his enduring legacy. Along with the fact that he always maintained in press conferences that Test cricket is always going to be his preference, is always going to be his priority, and he always considers Test cricket as the pinnacle of the game. Now we know that many commentators in England and Australia think that despite that their fears are actually unfounded, that with the ever increasing popularity of IPL, it will have a detrimental impact on the popularity of Test cricket. But Virat emphasized it clearly that Test cricket remains the priority, and some credit must be given to the BCCI in this regard as well. They have prioritized Test cricket over other formats, despite IPL being the lucrative cash cow of BCCI. But anyways, that is not the point of discussion currently. His will to win at any cost, his never say die attitude and spirit, and his always in your face attitude, it was very refreshing to see, and it actually brought results in the ODI format as well. Now many people consider him as an unsuccessful captain in ODIs, but that is clearly not the case. We won 65 ODIs in out of the 95 he captained. Unfortunately couldn't get the ICC tournament, which always goes against his captaincies in ODIs as well, and that's why I think he was removed very harshly from his post. Uh, T20 captaincy he quit it. It was clearly his own decision, and the RCB captaincy he quit with it was also his own decision as well. But he was not given a proper send off by the BCCI, and the BCCI literally snatched away his ODI captaincy. And I think the clout of Rohit Sharma. I know that Virat doesn't care about any personalities, but his powers were trimmed by the BCCI, and understandably so. The BCCI also named Rohit Sharma as his deputy in Test match cricket. Now, I am not saying that it was a byplay of any sorts, but Rohit Sharma's reputation is also a huge one. Uh, not not as heavy or as prominent as Virat's, but he carries impeccable weight, and he is a very tactically astute captain. We have seen that with the Mumbai Indians, and so that's why he was given the limited overs captaincy. But this loss against South Africa has clearly rankled Virat, and he has rattled Virat as well, because we were the favourites. And if any indication was to go by after the first test, the scoreline should have been 3-0, but it went to the way of the visitors. They played impeccably well, not taking away any credit from South Africa, but it is an opportunity lost for Team India, and I I would say that would have played a part in his decision. What is going on in his mind, nobody knows. But he has tweeted that with clarity of thought, he has decided to relinquish his captaincy. He remains the greatest captain Indian Test cricket has ever had. We won 40 out of the 68 Test matches, and I mentioned his one legacy of his. Another legacy is going to be his popularity of Test cricket. As we know that the Indian captain carries quite a heft in international cricket. So coming from him, Test cricket actually was more interesting, and I would think it will be the same under the captaincy of Rohit Sharma. But I'll miss him as captain. I don't know. I'm very biased towards him for some reason. It is not like that